you for watching my first video if you had a chance to see it. And this is my second video based on the same subject of my collection of 70s clothes. And I wanted to point out, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I will subscribe to your channel in return. And second of all, the reason why I have such a large collection in the first place is because I was making up during the 90s for all the clothing in the 70s that I wanted as a kid but couldn't have. You know, my mom bought a lot of nice stuff for me in the 70s, you know, Sears catalog, JCPenney catalog, but none of it mattered up, none of it measured up to what I spent a lot of my time getting. And I figure if you can collect vintage stuff, do it, because I guarantee you there is coming a day when you will want it and it won't be there, because it's like a movement in time. You grab it while it's still around, because at some point you're going to look up, maybe it's going to be around as the 50s, very early 60s, and maybe the 30s, which another age group is really after the 30s, which in my mind I cannot figure out why. But anyway, yeah, I don't just love the 70s, it's just I grew up in it, so I'm naturally gravitating towards it. Either I find it or it finds me. Some things that I have, I didn't even set out to look for. I just went to a place and said, okay, let me see what they've got, and then boom, boom, I was able to find things. So I don't need as much now according to what I needed in the past. I seriously needed what I found, because I'm thinking that years from now, if the interest is still there, whether it be me or someone else, those clothes will not exist. Most of those people who have gotten started, you know, will try to make as much money as they can off of it now, while there is still some level of interest. Because some people, when they get older, they'll turn their back on what they were once interested in, and it will no longer be a big deal, a hobby or whatever it may be. But if you've lived it, then it is your life. It's like every time you put on a pair of those pants, it's a part of your life. Every time you put on angel sleeve blouse, you can remember what turned you on about it in the first place. Okay, no shade to anybody that wasn't there during that period, but just explaining why my collection is the way that it is. It's a spiritual thing for me. So I had made up my mind I wasn't going to wear anything that wasn't vintage, and once I found it, then I began to do that. So here we go. I get a chance to show you guys other pairs of pants that may not have come out so well in the video. I have something spread out on my floor that may make it brighter, so easier to see. Okay, here we go. Okay, here are those two pairs of velvet bell-bottoms that I wanted to show you guys. I'm more proud of them than I am of a lot of stuff I have, because the lady that made these for me went out of her way. I mean, she just saw me down the street on Melrose, and we had a little conversation, and she wanted to make them for me, so she did, and I have had them ever since. And yeah, at the time that I got them, I couldn't even fit into them, so I used them as a way to inspire me to get my weight down, because that was always an issue. But anyway, I just wanted to show you guys that they're really nice. They're probably fairly easy to create too, but even though I have a sewing machine, as I was saying before, I don't really know how to sew with it just yet, but I'm getting ready to learn too. Okay, so we're gonna go into the next ones. Okay, here's another fun pair of bell bottoms that I have. We'll start with these. These are a crushed velvet green, and the guitar patch that you see there, as well as the peacock, I put that on there myself, actually. Those are two appliques that I bought from the downtown fabric district, and I wanted to dress these up some kind of way at the time that I did it, so I went ahead and put that guitar there because my guitar looks like that, and the peacock I thought would be really, really pretty, and I had to iron these on. I had no idea they would come out as nicely as they did. I was really taking a chance, because a lot of these types of appliques don't stick, and you wind up with a mess, and I was really lucky that that didn't happen. These bell bottoms were bought at Forever 21, and I swear if you go to Forever 21 right now, you may still be able to find them, even though these are very old. Okay, they were plain, so I call myself decorating them. I put on the patch there. I found a huge patch here and a little one there. And yeah, I like them because they reminded me of a company called Faded Glory. And Faded Glory used to specialize in stonewashed denim bell bottoms and suits pretty much. My mom used to wear them years ago before I ever had a chance to really look at them. And I just thought they were like the coolest thing, and I love wearing these. I really, really do. But now I'm wearing my skirts, so I'll get back to my bell bottoms when my fascination with skirts is over with. Okay, so I'll have some more to show you guys. Okay, these are some other bell bottoms that I have. Okay, these I decorated. Would have been nice if they'd come like that, but I decorated them a long time ago. I bought these from Forever 21. And I put that little rhinestone apple patch on there. I ironed it on, and then I painstakingly put these studs in without a bedazzler or any of them other things. It's just me and my thumb at the time. And I also just chose those colors because I thought they would stand out the most. I have another pair of these same pants, but I didn't decorate them. I just left them plain. So these were pretty long. I almost fell in them one time because I had to wear some really high platforms in order to wear them. And I still wear high platforms because if you're short, you know, you got to be tall some kind of way. If you're going to wear bell bottoms, most of the time you will have to wear platforms. A lot of the time you'll have to, unless you get them tailored to your height. And to me, they don't always look so good, you know, if you're really, really short. Okay, anyway, these also came from Forever 21. And I did not decorate these. These were already done like that. In fact, they might have come from Contempo. If anyone remembers that store, it's out of business now. But anyway, yeah, I don't want to get too close to them or else it's not going to come out in my app. And they're kind of a wide leg bell. Okay, so I thought I'd show those to you guys. And while I am at it, I'm going to show you something else that's interesting. Okay, as you guys can see, I have quite a few things hanging up here, but I wanted to show you this blouse I bought from the Goodwill for $8.99. It was in perfect condition. It has nothing but rhinestone patches all over it, and I did not decorate that myself. That was done already when I bought it. $8.99, nobody wanted it. I grabbed it. Okay, just like this jacket that it's hanging on also. And I found this really nifty green vest, because I have a thing for vests. I don't apologize for that. I have a thing for them. So I have that one, and I have a long black one as well. Kind of makes me look like a bear. So some stuff I don't even try it on. I just say, oh, I take it and then I work with it when I get home. Okay, and let's see what else do I have. Okay, and this was a really cool short jacket. It looks like it'll keep you really warm, but California is the desert, so the weather tends to be cool, then cold, then hot, then whatever. So this comes like right in between with the weather that we're having, and it doesn't have to be too cold outside in order to wear it. But it reminds me of the ones that people used to just wear in the 70s. They just, you know, just throw them on, throw on some jeans and go on about their business. And this reminded me so much of that. The only difference is that the lapels, one's large and one's big. I mean, one's big and one's small. I don't know who thought of that or why they thought of that, but whatever. And I think I may have showed you guys this jacket in the first frame, but I also just found this for $8.99. And I think I already showed that to you guys. And okay, and I just dropped my jacket. That's okay. All right, and that there is my maxi snake print coat that my mother bought me, and the pants that came with it, which are not with that jacket. But yeah, I wore that just a couple of days ago, and it does get cold enough to wear that. Okay, so moving on to something else. Okay, here's another pair that I have here, folks. This is a leather pair that I bought from a store called Wasteland, and it's part of a suit from North Beach Leather. And I've seen that entire suit on a lot of different people, especially on TV. When I used to watch Soul Train, the Isley Brothers, one of them had it in gold. And I remember that, the jacket and the pants. And just recently, I went up the street from me, and a lady was selling the jacket that matched it, but she wanted $400 just for the jacket. And I'm thinking, well, it's worth $250, maybe even $175, but $400 is too much to ask. So I left it there. But anyway, here are the other black velvet pants that I have that I decorated in the same manner as the others. I just chose a guitar that had different colors in its rhinestone. But again, these are just patches, so any fabric store may have them, and all you got to do is just grab them. Here in LA, they were $2 a piece, and I just brought them home and took my chances that they were going to work in terms of me ironing them. So I think I did a pretty good job, and I've taken several pictures in those and been to Vegas and all kind of places with those pants on. So those are really my go-to bell bottoms sometimes when some of the others either fit okay or don't fit as well as I would like. Okay, but that's all going to change. All right. Okay, you guys, here's some other bell bottoms that have gotten a lot of wear from me. I bought them back in 1994 or 95, I think. It's starting with these. These came from a store that unfortunately is gone. It's called Contempo, and there was another one called the Wild Pair. And back in the 90s, if you didn't have bell bottoms, it's because you didn't know about that store. They were actually selling them, and they were flying out the door, and I would just come around when they were gonna have a sale on them. So I wound up buying these. These are metallic denim blue tie-dye, and they're hip hugger, and they're kind of unconventional because most bell bottoms, you know, they either have a zipper or they have a button fly, but these have a Velcro fasten, so that lets you know that they already are not vintage. They are okay, well, I'd have to put my iPod down to do that, so just hold on a minute. Okay, I also want to explain to you guys, I have this blanket down on the floor so it make it easier for me to film the pants and people would be able to see them better, because I was having trouble in the living room where it seemed like what I had was just floating into the background. No one could see it. Okay, these pants, these were bought by my mom for me when we went to Vegas a couple years ago. We went to Forever 21, and I picked these out, and I also picked out some shorts. They're not really bell bottoms. They're kind of like the kind of pants I think people wore in the mod 60s, where they were just kind of straight leg, kind of not. I think they call them stovepipe, and they do kind of fit me like that. And I do have some pictures where I was wearing them with a rock and roll t-shirt. And these I bought from Macy's a long time ago. Paid about $55 for them. The only thing they need right now is a new zipper, and as I said, I couldn't sew, so I'm going to go and have a zipper put into those. Okay, so I also wanted to point out another reason that I'm doing this video as well is because I'm trying to find other YouTubers that also are nostalgic about the 70s, that collect stuff like that, that have clothing and so forth. And, you know, we could always collaborate and talk about that because, you know, it is coming back in dribs and drabs, you know. But as I was saying before, we got to preserve this culture or else it will disappear. Okay, stay tuned. Okay, here's some more bell bottoms, and yeah, they look really old and worn out, but they're not. They came like that. And I didn't put the fur parts on there. They also came like that too. I think I bought them downtown. I was down there for something else, and then I found these, and they were like $15 or something, because in downtown LA, there's an area called Santee. And on Santee, nothing is inflated. Nothing is expensive. You just go down there, and sometimes you might even get a better deal if you tell them that you don't want to pay a particular price. They'll say, well, how much you got? And then they'll haggle with you, and next thing you know, you got a whole outfit. So yeah, I'm the queen of the haggle. I know how to do it. But anyway, yeah, these also were bought downtown. It came with a vest that I messed up. Wanted to turn into an African head wrap, and it got messed up. And it also came with a tube top that I still do wear. So in that case, it's still a whole outfit. But yeah, these are really cool. They're just stretch. You just stick them on, put on your top, you're good to go outdoor. Because that's what I was looking for. That's what fast fashion is to me, when you don't have to think too much about, you know, how you're going to put things together. You already know, and you got things to do, and people see. Okay, we'll go to the next frame. Okay, so we're back. All right, I wanted to show you guys, this is the only pair of crocheted, this is the cord to my iPod. This is the only pair of crocheted shorts I have ever owned in my life. I have always wanted them. I know how to do granny squares. I've been working on that, but I don't know how to create clothing from granny squares, but I know how to make them. And I did that as a kid, you know, my mom showed me. And that is the top that came with it. Okay, the shorts, I want to point out, came from downtown. The crocheted bell bottoms you see here, those I bought at Forever 21. They were on sale. They were thinking at the time they were going out of business, so I capitalized on the fact that they had those. I didn't know they were going to have them. I just walked in and got them, and it just so happened there was a matching halter top, which I didn't put out here, that I also was able to get. And these are the oldest pair of pants out here right now. These are by Donna Karan. I bought them from Bloomingdale's when I had a credit card with them. And I just went to town, so I got them, and also got a matching t-shirt that went with them. And while I was at it, well, I'll tell you guys more about this other thing that I found too. Okay, hopefully this video won't be too long. Okay, so here's another pair. This pair right here looks like newspaper, and I bought them from Forever 21. Again, it was a long time ago, and I also had a matching long jacket that matches it, which I was looking for in my closet, but I didn't have time to pull it out. So, but it was a suit. This sort of thing is back out. It really is. I've been in the store, and they're starting to bring this back. Okay, in case anybody is looking for that. These are some suede bell bottoms, and they have a tiger shell inlay in the waistband, and I bought them on Venice Beach at a store called She's Gotta Have It. I thought she was overcharging me at the time. They were like $48, but when I think about it in hindsight, they were worth it because they were in really good condition, and they still are, because it's not like I put them on every day. And this was the design that I didn't do. The pants came like that. I'll tell you, if they hadn't, I damn sure would have did it myself. Okay, so that's the other side of that. Okay, and these are kind of long. I also can't wear them without heels. But yeah, those are cool. So I will be ending this video pretty soon, as soon as I show a few more things.